Mic sound nice. Check.
Hey, shalom, shalom. We're about to go do a mic check and a video check to make sure everything's good. So give us 1 second.
Mic sound nice. Check.
I'm hearing something.
You're good.
You good? You solid? You good around? Then, yes, Raleigh, you good?
They go in the instruments.
God, I'm going to open with the scripture. This is Jeremiah 49:10, and it reads, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, his brethren, his neighbors, and he is not." Call the law, Yahweh Shem Shai. Yeah, we want to give all praise and honor unto Yahweh. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen that look like the heathens, and to the few after the listening and learning, we give a true and hearty shalom. These Edomites, a lot of them know that their time is up, and a lot of them are ashamed of themselves. What they refer to as critical race theory, and it is a theory. It's critical race. That's your history, man.
That's true.
That book, Without Sanctuary, that is a theory.
That's right.
That isn't a book full of theory.
Or conjecture.
That's right. That's a book full of facts.
That's right.
Things that you did, man. As a matter of fact,
can I get this while you getting that?
Go ahead, bring out whatever you
This
get.
is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Elder, they got that doomsday clock.
Yes, sir.
India don't got a doomsday clock. China don't got a doomsday clock.
You're absolutely correct.
The only people who got the doomsday clock is these Edomites here in America, man, because they know they got a short fucking time, man.
That's right, Elder. That's right. And they know, like the elder said through the title of the lesson, it's almost over. Well, you know it's almost over. You know what you're going to do? Throw the kitchen sink at them. Think about any sports team. If you think about basketball, football, baseball, whatever, if the other team who's losing, I don't care what sport it is, in the latter innings or the latter stage of the game, you know what's going to happen? The other team trying to come to win is going to empty the bench. They're going to throw in the utility player. They're going to throw in the extra player. They're going to throw in the kitchen sink. Why? Because they're going to do anything to get a chance to fight. Mm-hmm. Esau now is doing whatever he can do to try to win, and nothing what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be available.
Stage defense, left and right.
That's right.
And I still believe that something's going to happen over the next couple of days or so.
God.
I pray it be so.
Okay, keep talking about 2 days ago. This guy's supposed to go shoot up the Sears town.
Well, you had that.
Yeah.
But now there's a threat that's came in, from Homeland Security or whoever, and it's basically saying that Iran and I think Turkey together plan on doing a strike against America for revenge for Soleimani. Remember how how that year started off with the death of Soleimani, and and they said that they want to actually they plan on killing Donald Trump and Mike Pence. So that basically, and then you when you start putting everything together, and then they have that warning at what happened in the warning in New York about the nuclear thing, and then
the Georgia Guidestones got blew up.
That happened.
New Jersey got the radiation shit.
Then you got this thing on the $100 bill, on the $10 bill. It's all supposed to happen around this time because the $100 bill actually, if you fold it a certain way, how the $20 bill after the Twin Towers, the $100 bill actually has a tidal wave of tsunami coming through New York, just like in that scene in that movie. It literally looks identical to it. And then there's something else with the $10 bill, I forget. But nevertheless, they're basically they're setting up for a false flag event to blame it on somebody
It's
else.
funny that you say that because even Dabu, when he had said something about the whole nuclear commercial, the PSA announcement from New York, it was like, first of all, why would a third world, a nuclear superpower come and do some little small event? If they're going to come do an
They
event,
would just do it.
they'll do a big event.
Yeah.
They're not going to do no little small shit. But Esau always, if you look at his track record, from the tungsten thing that started Vietnam to the bullshit that happened with
To their earliest,
Japan,
beginnings.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to the Boston Tea Party.
Thank you.
And I always bring out the
Ooh,
fact
that was
that,
right there.
that they also, that got blamed on Gad,
Exactly.
and then they gave Esau licensing, and so these guys
But it was all Esau.
were getting clubbed to death, stabbed, shot, and murdered for a false event that they had nothing to do with.
In fact, Esau set up himself.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
So
his
it
MO.
served a dual
That's it.
purpose,
That's it. That's
MO.
it.
But anybody holding scripture?
I got a couple.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so along with all of the prophecies that's going on in the world today that gives you the signs of the times and the understanding that this thing is over with, and here it is, like the elder was saying, these heathen, you have certain of them that know that it's almost over and it's going down as well. But here's another telltale sign or prophecy that's left that the scriptures talk about that you would understand and know that we're in the end, the very end, not the beginning of the end, all right, which was over 2,000 years ago when our Lord and Savior was on the scene.
Cut to Earth and Burning. Go ahead.
Right. but also even much more now, all right, are we at the end of the end? Not even the last few days, we're the last few seconds
That's
now,
it.
right? So this is Matthew 24:14, and it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So here, this gospel, this good news, this truth, which in 2nd Esdras 6:28 says, "It shall be so long without fruit." And it was so long without fruit because the Most High had allowed Esau Edom to go around the world deceiving. That was a part of the blessing of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, the wicked, according to the Bible. That was part of their blessing to go around and be able to deceive. And so here it is, not only deceive the Israelites, which
Their own people,
but, yep,
but everyone else too.
Yep, but their own people and all these heathen nations. And so here it is, they seeing that they have got sold fool's gold. You know what I'm saying? And so they coming out with all this information and letting you know the true agenda of these elites, which ultimately is to get to a one world order, a new world government in wickedness, all right, where they, Dorito chip everyone so they can play God and keep track and do
Give you what one brother refers to as the BAM.
the BAM.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
You
And
walk
so,
the bam.
so
I fuck
yeah,
with that.
so all these things, so all these things are happening and they see it. But again, like it says in all this Revelation 11:11, because we just read how that in that Matthew, this gospel shall be preached around the whole world, then shall the end come.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Revelation 11:11. It says, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them," all right, to now remember themselves, all right, and to receive their measure of faith and understanding, and then go propagate the word of God in truth, all right. And we talked about it yesterday at camp of how the Lord said to the disciples when they asked of him, "Hey, will thou at this time, all right, restore the kingdom back?"
Right.
But to Israel, but
They
the
were
Lord,
ready then.
exactly. See, but the Lord replied to them saying that, well, it's not. That's going to happen, basically. You know what I'm saying? But when it's not given, that when it's going to happen is not given. But he goes on to say that, oh no, you're going to witness, in Judea and Samaria
In the end,
and to the uttermost parts of the earth. And we went into that word uttermost part where it talks about the last, basically
the
the
stature.
yeah.
But it's in multi levels though. One was in like in in time,
And-
place,
And time and place.
but then it's also in like he's in worth too. He's like, if
Yes.
you're the last, like he said, the last of the last, it's gonna be just like the worthless. And I'm like, well, damn, you go to the ends of the world, you gonna go to California, and it was like Californication,
Right.
and how they're just
It's
the worst
the
of the
worst.
worst.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that song, since you mentioned it, it says the sun may rise in the east, but it sells in the final location. They know that they know this is the end of the shit.
They know
West
it's
Coast.
almost over. That's why they're putting in their media as well, because they know.
Right. And so
Yeah, how many commercials? Remember that commercial that came out a couple years back where they were showing the destruction and the chariots were beaming up Jake and they all had on certain
Nice
shoes.
commercial.
Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, during the Super Bowl.
So,
Yep.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
during the Super Bowl.
Right.
And the only people who get beamed up was Jake. You know, so they know it's coming, man.
Yep. I'm gonna
Yeah.
finish this Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. All right, goes into that wisdom of Solomon. With the men stood stiffly. All right, to speak this word in the face of our enemies that has lied to us. All right, it says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. All right, so here it is. We are speaking this truth. All right, and great fear is coming upon those that has been lying, the elites and these different underlings to the elites that know what's up. And so even under way under them, you have a lot of people that's just spitting out truth, man, and spitting out what's going on, whether it be geoeconomically, geopolitically, all these things according to the prophecies. All right, they're letting it out, man.
Even referring to history.
Yep.
Like I was explaining how, before we went live, that I was with a client that's been my client for many, many years. And her brother, she has two younger brothers that are twins, and they were there with all. Basically, it was like a party at they great big old abode out there in Highland Park, and her siblings were there, and the name Hercules came up. We were breaking down, I started breaking down history about that, and how Hercules wasn't a white guy at all. They weren't shocked, and then I even showed them the proof. I showed them the evidence of the vases, that were left behind in Greece. And when there was a certain vase of him slaying a bunch of priests, and he's just this gigantic black dude. And then you see all these other Greek soldiers, these real Japhetic people, that are running to the aid of the priest, right? And yeah, that's the one.
Which one? This one here or this one?
I think it's that one there on the other, and I think it's on the other side of it.
This one
And,
right here.
because there's multiple sides to that,
Got-
but it's definitely one of those pieces that look like that.
Mhm.
When he's destroying them on it. But anyway, and they looked at that, and then they just started just coming with it. My client's sister-in-law started crying how she hates all the lies and all the unfair people who've been wronged in the past, and woo wop the bam, and history hasn't been. It's definitely one of those. It's from that series of.
See now, so this is perfect. If I may,
It's from that series of artifacts.
do you see this here? You see they got here on this picture, whitish looking people, all right? But then you're looking on other pictures, you see blackish looking people. This black person right
You
here,
can even see the
driving
white hair
down
on
a
some.
so-called white person. That's lets you know they could. If this was a so-called white person, that would have been white too, as they have this is white. As you see, this is so-called black, and you see this is so-called white. They were showing you.
Look at the hair and the features on that.
Yes.
One, see, even on that one, if you can zoom in on it, you can clearly see when you look at up close, the feet not the smaller ones got woolly hair. All right, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that they start admitting that they know that history has been fabricated, that they're aware that there's been a lot of lies that have been told about certain time periods, and the little girl was sitting there with her mouth open, and she's like, "Why, Daddy? Why would they do that?" And then her father, Gavin said, "Hey, it's racism, honey." That's what he told this little girl. He said it was just racism and hate, and people trying to make history to fit their
narrative.
agenda and their narrative. And he tried, and then he tried to quote Napoleon Bonaparte when he said that history is the agreed upon lies by the victors, basically. It was pretty much the same with something like that.
I gotta
Bring it out, brother.
this is Jeremiah 16:19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity and things wherein there is no profit. Now, of course, ultimately, he's talking about actually us, that was once Gentiles, but the scriptures are manifold, like it says in Wisdom of Solomon in the 7th chapter. So even the heathens, they come into the realization that they've inherited lies, and things they've been following what was taught, have been lies, man, and they know it. Even just regular young Edomites, like that dude, that little girl father didn't even lie to her, told her straight up, because this is what we did. And they know that. All right, Edom knows that, man. This is James 2:19. Thou believes that there is one God. Thou believes that thou believes that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe in trouble. So he saw no. Hey, look, that's why when the elder brother Yaki read that revelation, it said we stood upon our feet. They had great fear, because when we coming out, they know what was teaching us the truth. Esau has done diligent research. He's excavated we went to the scriptures. So okay, well, this is what this land must be. He went and excavated it. They found the wall of Jericho. They tested the wall that was left, the western part. I believe it was the west wall. They saw a window. They saw the fabric hanging in the window. They found all this stuff, man. So Esau knows the truth. Right. So like it says, the devils believe and tremble.
God, it's like that one dude that I used to watch, and I don't see his videos anymore. I think they got rid of him. They might have unalived him. So he was brother something. He was a reform. Oh, and her father said it's called revised history.
That's it.
And so like you have revised books. But
that's why they do revisions every so often.
That dude I'm talking about, he was called brother something. He came out with a lot of bangers years back, and that's actually how I found out about Fort Antonia. Through watching, I heard him say something, and then I went and looked it up, researched it, and I did a video on it, and then Elder Ramla, Apostle Ramla, went in on it hard, not a short time after that. But basically, like you said, they do all these excavations. They know, like the Wailing Wall,
right?
Because they could, just tell me, when I go back there, I'm gonna put a note in the wall for you and pray. I'm like, nah, I'm good. But there is no scripture in the Bible. Can any brother find me the scripture in the Bible that speaks about praying at the Wailing Wall?
It's not.
So
I can find the verse where it says, "No stone will be left."
You know what?
That sounds about right. And then and see, that's just it. It said there will be no stone left of the temple. So, and then you find out that they're at this Wailing Wall, dry humping the wall, all right, with a hat on. And then you find out that wall is not even, anything that had anything to do with the temple. It was a place. I think it was either the 10th Legion or the 13th Legion. That was housed there, or Roman Legion.
Yeah.
They did. The elder Miguel had posted a video a while ago.
Speak up, brother.
The elder Miguel had posted a video, and I don't think his brother synced it.
I got it right here.
About
1925.
Yeah.
It showed you Israel in 1925, and then they added color to it. You know how they got technology now where they can take old black and white. That's also how you prove that the Native Americans were so-called Negroes. Because that brother Cootie Merrill, he started using that he was finding these old images from the 18 and the 1700s and adding color to them. And and Gad looked just like you. As far as their skin was concerned. But why are you getting that? I'm gonna play this one video.
I put Wailing in that one that says Wailing Wall.
No scripture.
No, out of 16 times You see the word wailing? Now, one time is this wailing wall or anything about a fucking wall.
Right. So the scriptures say don't add unto, don't take away.
Because they
You
add.
know, and then in Romans 15:4, these things are written in the past, were written for knowledge. So there's no scripture that tells us to go hump a wall and pray for somebody.
Right.
I didn't think so.
I put wall there just to show for sure, but 0 versus a wailing and wall.
Zero.
We gonna play that 1925.
There's the evidence. Well, I'm gonna play this first.
Right.
Because this is something that when we talk about Esau knowing his history, this video is called some more ugly history that Europeans want to hide. Yeah, I didn't use it. That's why I did that.
Was an uprising by the Kikuyu
There we go.
by the Kikuyu people who wanted their land back. The Kikuyu were herded into concentration camps and fortified villages, almost the entire population of over 1 million people.
This is in South Africa.
Systematically tortured to death. They invented a new kind of pliers whose purpose was first to crush men's testicles and then to cut them off. They raped women with bayonets. They raped men. Similarly, a favourite technique was to ram sand up the rectum with a stick. Sometimes they were rolled up in barbed wire and kicked around the compound until they bled to death. Some of the British soldiers boasted about this. This is within living memory. The Colonial Secretary lied about it. The papers documenting it were burned. The impact of the rich and powerful nations has been so phenomenally murderous and destructive that it has been completely airbrushed. For the Second
Yeah,
World
so
War.
that was pretty sick. I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna send that to you. But yeah, but it's funny. This happened at the same time that people were doing the Holocaust, but there's no record of this.
Of course not.
Right? There's no, and no one's hunting down these men. And they were showing the faces of some of the soldiers. Nobody's hunting down these old men. He said that was done, and a lot of these people are still alive. Mm-hmm. And no one is, bringing these people to court and throwing them in jail in the last moments of their life when they're in their late 90s. Right. Tell them you're gonna go to jail for the rest of your life for what you did, to Anne Frank.
Wow.
That guy that
You know?
that 101 guy that gave him 5 years and shit.
Right, because he was a prison guard. You can give a 97-year-old dude 5 years in prison because he was a prison guard in a internment camp in Nazi Germany. But yet, all those images of the things that happened in that book, Without Sanctuary, and like the video I just played.
You want to go? You want to play it?
Yeah, go ahead, play it. Well, 1925.
So that, I agree.
It's an old silent film. They put music to it.
Like the Elder Biggie is saying right now, and you'll see this video, the majority is all dark-skinned people. The majority of these dark-skinned people are, they will probably be Philosophy Jews, they're Ethiopian Philosophy Jews. They're not
Israelites too.
Yeah, all Israelites, they're not the real Israelites. Once we were not in mass, they let you know that they were not Edomites there. I'll pause for a second.
That lady, the third lady from Monroe, go back a little bit. No, you see that garden? Let's say she got that dashiki on, same thing Jake wearing West Africa. And Kazak from Mississippi did a sit that had dashiki, had Jake invented the dashiki.
I can believe that.
So I believe that's a Jake.
But first of all, we are scattered abroad. So even
we're gonna
if
be
these
found
are Colossian
everywhere.
Jews, we still have the Israelites in there.
Right.
But the point is that in the land of so-called what they call now Israel, back in the 20s, 30s, there
Well,
was
now you
no.
know why the president in 1951 said what he said.
That's it. Come on, that's
You know why he said what he said now, because these were the, at the time were the remnant of the people that were there from the
They
ancient
left
time.
black and came back
And
white.
he's like, hold on, man. I grew up in this land. My forefathers in this land, and and the people that were in that land didn't look like you. Who the hell are you?
And another thing, this before CNN. See, they can't control that. This,
Well, they can, they'll block it and remove it,
Right.
Just like that speech with Nasser said that, they just block you,
Yep.
bastards.
So because it's that's too. This
See,
is
but
heat.
that's
This
what
is
it
heat.
is.
See, that show you that we're telling you the truth.
And
They're
there
not
was some
showing-
small hatter that did it too. Push the button, I promise you.
No, they cut my internet.
That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah,
and it was
yeah,
a small
yeah.
hatter that pushed the button. I promise you.
They still They do this every week though.
Yeah,
because it's too hot, brother. They're the prince of the power of the air.
But the guy that I actually had a brother from Jordan break it down. When I found the video and I played the video of the when the president of Egypt in 1951 gave that speech about you left here black and came back white. He said you will never be accepted in this land. We can never accept you in this land, for you left here black and came back white. Who are you people? And I played it for this Arab, and for this Ishmaelite, and he broke it down. He said that's exactly what he said. And that that video, and that was around 2007.
Right.
That video, they removed that video from YouTube. You're not able to find it.
Yeah.
Every time somebody uploads it, they take it down because it's a black and white film, and then he says it to the whole world. It was a speech that he gave, and he said it to the whole world.
Elder, remember the video that I sent you about the Mayan record books? That these are people that were so meticulous with record keeping, and then all these books